Marco is late by Dr. Seuss. Young man, said Miss Block, it's 11 o'clock. This school begins promptly at 8:45. Why, this is a terrible time to arrive. Why didn't you come just as fast as you could? What is your excuse? It had better be good. Marco looked at the clock, then he looked at Miss Block. Well, muttered Marco, you see, it's like this. Something happened to me. This morning, Miss Block, when I left home for school, I started off early according to rule. I said when I started at 8:15, I cannot, I will not, I must not be late. I'll be the first pupil to be in my seat. Then bang, something happened on Mulberry Street. I heard a strange sound and I took a quick look, and you know what I saw with the look that I took? A bird laid an egg on my arithmetic book. I couldn't believe it, Miss Block, but it's true. I stood there and didn't know quite what to do. I didn't dare run, and I didn't dare walk, and I didn't dare yell, and I didn't dare talk, and I didn't dare sneeze, and I didn't dare cough, 'cause if I did, I would knock the egg off. So I stood there stark still, and it worried me pink. Then my feet got quite tired, and I sat down to think. And while I was sitting down there on the ground, down in the grass, I heard a strange sound of a worm who was having a fight with his wife. The most terrible fight I heard in my life. That worm, he was saying, that boy should not stay. That boy ought to go off to school right away. That boy ought to knock that egg off of his head. And the wife of the worm shouted back, and she said, to break that dear egg would be terribly cruel. An egg's more important than going to school. That egg is that mother bird's pride and her joy. If he breaks that egg, he's the world's meanest boy. And while they were arguing about what I should do, a couple big cats started arguing too. That boy should not stay, I heard one of them say. That boy ought to go off to school right away. Miss Block will be frightfully, horribly mad. If he's late for school, she will punish the lad. And the other cat said, I don't care if she does. He should stay where he is. So I stayed where I was, with that egg on my head and my heart full of fears, and the shoutings of cats and of worms in my ears. And while I was wondering when all this would stop, that egg on my head burst apart with a pop, and out of the pieces of red and blue shells stepped a strange, brand new bird. And he said with a yell, I thank you, young fellow, you've been simply great. But now that I'm hatched, you need no longer wait. I'm sorry I kept you till 11 o'clock. It's really my fault. You tell that to Miss Block. And so I came on just as fast as I could. And that's my excuse, and I think it's quite good. Miss Block didn't speak for a moment or two. Her eyes looked at Marco and looked him clean through. Did all of those things really happen to you? Well, muttered Marco with a bit of a squirm. Not quite all, I guess, but I did see a worm.